Hopefully that worked. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome on to our last day. How's everybody doing? Is everybody good? Is everybody good? Hopefully everyone's doing okay. So, I have a lot going on right now. And those of you that I sent for the free session, there is a time limit on that to collect the energy on that. And if it doesn't feel aligned, it doesn't feel aligned. Don't worry, no biggies. So by Wednesday, if you haven't booked in for this week, don't worry about it. There'll be other opportunities to do something. But I'm getting busy and I have something that I have to deal with because I don't want it kind of dealing with in other people's energies because it's a deeper thing that I have to deal with. Well, no, I don't have to deal with it. I am choosing to be of service and to watch to make sure that the protection for this individual is highly put in place. Let's just put it that way. So let's talk about today. Today is the blue spectral eagle, and this is the last one of our energy. And then we have 30 days. Now, tomorrow's when we start our gratitude day, Tuesday gratitude day, the true Tuesday gratitude day. Okay, 30 days. Don't miss a day. And it's sweet and easy. It's nothing like you got to be sitting down going, oh, shamalong. You don't have to be doing all that. All you're doing is just joining yourself into your higher heart self. And you're just connecting and you're thinking, you're taking the last part of this, the vision. Okay. What is the vision? What's the vision that you are creating? What's the vision? What is the vision? So let's take a look at the vision, okay? So use the power of your mind to create the new earth where everyone is free to fly to heaven. Function, mind, action, create, power, vision. I dissolve with the purpose of creating liberating mind, the seal, the exist of vision. The seal description is ruled by Jupiter, ruled by coronary chakra, and it's also broad vision, clairvoyance, create the vision, brave, bold, arrogant, careful, collective, high mind, planetary mind, consciousness. And they operate from the emotional and psychic world. They express the information that they receive, independent and ambition. Okay. They're telepathic. Aspects to discover the eagle means the hope of being able to realize your most precious dreams. The eagle asks you to believe in yourself and in your dreams and the vision. Love it. And the vision. So if you're thinking about your dreams and your vision, no matter how others see them, you have the vision of the eagle. So dance with joy and stay on earth. You are part of the global family. Wake up and remember your path at the service of the planet. Your mystical call and promise you to make. Oh, the promises you made to help in these magical times. Okay. So keeping your word on the promise that you made. The wisdom of this shadow is in your desire to try a planetary change. You might feel discouraged or overwhelmed by your current situation. Are you feeling a lack of hope or feeling a lack of joy and emotion in your daily life? This may be born of reaction to the collective consciousness or the state of chaos in the world. And in your deep desires to make a change, you may feel overwhelmed in the vast ocean of consciousness, which seems hopelessness to be entangled in the issue of separativity, limitation, and prosecution. Okay, so if the eagle is asleep, he makes plans in his mind, but they stay in theory. He does not make it consecrate, concentrate, concrete, excuse me, concrete. Does not make it concrete. Okay, so like planning, but you're not, you're not basing it, putting it in stone. Not basing it and putting in stone. Okay. All right, so let's talk before I go into the cards. And this is going to be ruling solar plexus, solar plexus energy. So when I woke up this morning, I had this really interesting video come up on my feed. And I was like, huh. So I'm going to tell you guys, I tried to bring it over to sharing community, but it's called Lemurian Ancient Civilization. Okay. It's under the Stories Network. So if you type in Stories Network, this was, hold on a second. This was 2 months ago. And it's under the Story Network. And it's the Lemurian Ancient Civilization and Spiritual Influence. Okay. Okay. So it's on YouTube. So I pull it up and I'm looking at it. I'm listening to it. And you know how you start listening to certain things and you start having like this aha moment? Okay. I start having this moment. And some of the things I was seeing and what I was feeling, I was like, and I was just like, okay. So there is a lot of packed information in this video that is only 30 minutes long, but you feel like you got a lifetime of information. Let's just put it that way. And it's almost like when you listen to it, you're going to want to listen to it 3 or 4 times. I listened to it like 3 times. I'm about to go listen to it again because there was just so much information. The way it's said, the way it blends, but it's telling you what's going on. It blends in with our current timeline of what's happening. Let me put it to you like this. When you're listening to it and you're going to check it out, Lemurian Ancient Civilization and Spiritual Influence on the Story Network. Okay, Story Network. And it was 2 months ago. Okay, so look for that 2 months ago. So I'm listening to it and I'm looking at it and I'm sitting there. It's the weirdest thing. You start getting like these flashbacks. You start literally having flashbacks. It starts. It starts like kind of like pieces. Like you go shoom 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 shoom, and I'm like, and it does something. It's like shoom 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 shoom, real fast. So I'm listening and I'm like, yes, Yes, that's what we did. So I want you to think about this. You know how they're going into the tunnels and there's things going on in the tunnels and they're getting rid of tunnels, they're blowing up tunnels and all this stuff, right? These tunnels over 13,000 to 20, how many years? 26,000 something years ago, probably even longer than that, were put there by the Lemurians. This is where the Lemurians, when they say, oh, there's other civilizations living in the middle world, that's the Lemurians living in the middle world. And the Lemurians are the ones that put all of this in place. We went in there to live there when the floods came. And then after the water receded, there's a part in the video where it says, after the water recedes, they were able to come out and emerge from the earth, from the inner earth. And you can smell the fresh dirt, that fresh dirt smell. And he made this reference. He says, if you're someone that has like that smells the fresh dirt smell, you were a part of this. And I said, here we go again, down the rabbit hole. So I went, check. So then it goes on and talks about the connection with the crystals, the connection with peace, love, and harmony, being connected to the divine. This is what Lemuria was all about. And this is what the earth, the new earth that's coming in, is flipping to. Now, the only way it got destructive is when Atlantis came in, got too crazy with technology, and blew us all up. Because they were messing around with stuff. They split something, and next thing you know, boom. So when we go through the reorganization of Earth and civilization, um, we can see where the past meets the present. There are so many different type of buildings that are on this planet that have been here for a very long time that we as a society in this now did not build those. They were here way before us. And even the ones that were built were not built by human hands. Okay. So this is where you start piecing everything together. How tall are those particular buildings? How tall are they? They're really these God structures, huge, like giants had to build them. There's no way man could have did it. There's no way. We one didn't have the capacity to be able to move as much as the bricking and stuff to make these buildings. So what if I was to tell you, and this is just hypothetical. Have you ever asked yourself, you know how you go down the street and you see land and they're going to start construction there? Okay. Now, let's just say you went down the street the first week of January. Okay. And now you go down the street maybe in the middle of January, the third or second week of January, and half of the building is already up. Now you come down towards the end of the month and the whole structure is up plus the wall. And it makes you think like, well, if it's how did they get it up so fast? How did they get everything up there so fast? So logically, you start thinking, oh, it's the amount of people that they have on staff to do that. What if it was all done dimensionally? What if it was done, I don't know, like dimensionally where it was being built, but you just never see all the people doing it? But it was yet and still this building was built, but you never saw a lot of workers building it. So remember that scene in Ascendant, Jupiter Ascending? And this is after he goes and rescues her, and they're going on this chase, and da 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 da. And he finally gets into a car, and they're finally gonna make it out to the beehive place. But she's all concerned with all the buildings that got destroyed and everything. And he says, "No, those buildings will be built before tomorrow." And she goes, "What? No way." He goes, "Take a look." And she looks over her shoulder, and she's seeing the buildings going back up. Like nothing happened, like nothing got destroyed, you know? So when you watch this video of the Lemurian, you are going to get some serious activations from it, because if you were a part of that timeline, that's the reason why you're here now, because we left information for ourselves that only we know where it is. We have access to that in the crystals. And it says right in the video, had to protect a lot of the knowledge, because if the other ones were to get a hold of children or stuff to extract that information, it was not going to be good. Okay. So they hid a lot of information within the DNA. And then on top of that, hid it within the crystal. Now, this is where it gets a little rinky dinky here. So I'm listening to it. And it goes off and it says, even in Sedona, Sedona is a part of Lemuria. This is where a lot of the other temples were and intertunnels were. And it talks about Montezuma Castle. Now, when I saw that, I thought I was going to split in two, shoot myself up to source and say, "What?" And then come back down here and come back here and have a temper tantrum. Okay. So now let me tell you why. I'm like, holy shit. This is a shit moment. I'm like, oh my God. So I go back through my mind and I said, the very first time when I went to Arizona was like, I think I was just in the process of leaving my husband. And I remember when I was going to go on this trip and go and do this or something, he was having a temper tantrum about that I was going to go and he wasn't going to go with me or something. But my friend at the time, Mario, said, no, this is something she has to do. And at that time, that Mario knew this medicine man. He was a Hopi Indian medicine man. And when he sat with him and had medicine, he kept saying, there is a brown skinned woman, what we call a black woman, in your background. She's a healer and she needs to come here. She needs to come here. She needs to come. He was like adamant, like she needs to come here. So my friend was like on the phone calling me saying, I need you to come here. And I go, what the hell are you talking about? He goes, I need you to drop whatever you're doing and come here. I said, I can't come out to Arizona. Are you crazy? I just paid all my bills and wait, like you gotta wait. No, no, no. I need you to come. And then he tells me a story about the sitting with the medicine man. And he needs you to come out here. He says it's important for your journey. And spirits are calling you to come. And he says, look, I've known him for a very long time, and he has never once been like this. It's like it's adamant for you to come out here. And I was like, okay, 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 fine. I'll come out. I said, I don't have no one. He goes, don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. So I just totally trust. I totally trust. I said, okay, fine. I packed up a little bag, nothing much. I didn't know what to really think. I'm gonna fly to Arizona. Okay, what the hell's in Arizona? And it's like I could not really didn't understand why he wanted me out there. So I said, okay, fine, I'll go. So I went ahead, got my stuff together, and the weirdest things were happening. I'll never forget this. Everything was lining up. When you say yes, instead of resistance, instead of getting in your head trying to figure it out, and just say, okay, fine, I'm on my way, and just totally trust that spirit's going to get you there, stuff just falls in alignment. My plane ticket got paid. It turned out Mario had so many points, he was able to get me a free ticket to get there and get back on when it was open. It was an open ticket. I was like, what? So I just remember I said, okay. He goes, it's all paid for. Just show up at the airport and to put their name, you put your name in and your ticket there, everything's done. Just get to the airport. I'm like, all right. So I just go and I get there, my name's there, things are paid for. I check my little bag in. I don't even know what I put in my bag. I just brought it on the plane. I said, I just have no idea what I need. And I'm thinking it's just gonna be, I'm just going just for, you know, overnight to go meet the medicine man because he wanted to meet me. So I go and I do this, and the whole time I'm on the plane, I'm flying over. Now this is like early, early in the morning, like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm on the plane. And it's like, no, wait. I think it was like I got on the plane around 5 or 6, something like that in the morning. And I'm flying out there. He's in a meeting, but I'm calling him, letting him know, okay, hey, there was a couple mess ups on the plane thing. I'm coming in a lot earlier than what you expected, like 2 hours ahead of time. So I'm on the plane and I'm thinking, oh my God, he doesn't even know I'm in the air now and I'm flying and he's in a meeting. And so I did this. I said, oh, there was something. Oh, no, no, no. This gets good. So I'm sitting there in the plane seat and I'm like, oh my God, I'm flying out here. And how am I going to get this message to him that I'm already on my way and da 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 da. And so I just said, okay, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. And so he tells me that when I was on the plane flying, he was in the meeting and he goes, I was in the meeting and all of a sudden I I heard she's on her way now. You need to stop doing what you're doing because it's going to take you about an hour and a half to drive to the airport to pick her up. He's like, holy crap. So he stops the meeting that he was in and he goes down, he rents a vehicle. He says, okay, I need to rent a car. I'm gonna pick her up in a car. I don't have time to wash my car. I'm gonna just rent a car. So he ends up in a brand new, spanking new Mitsubishi Spider, brand new. Nobody else has driven it. It was just there as a rental. Nobody else has driven it. He got it, and it was a black convertible. So I was just like, all right. So I land, and I'm walking through the thing. And I'm like, God, I hope he realizes that I'm here. And sure enough, as soon as I walk through, He's running down the corridor straight towards me. He goes, "I'm here, I'm here." I go, "Mario!" So then Mario, he gives me this big hug. He goes, "Boy, are you in for a treat." And I go, "Okay." So he takes me out and we go down and get my little, I had a, he goes, "You got any suitcase?" I said, "No, you told me just pack a little bit and get on the plane. That's all I did." Said, "I have no idea, know anything about Arizona." So we were going down and we get to the car, and when we get to the car, I'm standing there and go, "Wow, this is nice." He goes, "You like it?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "It's brand new. It's a rental. It's brand new. You're the only one. I picking you up in a convertible." And I'm like, "Oh my God." So that night, it was a full moon and the convertible was down. It was nice and warm evening night. Stars were out. And here I am in this car with him going to Sedona. And I'm like, "What the heck? I'm going to meet this medicine man." He said he was adamant that he had to meet you. And then he gets a call and he says, "You're not going to be able to meet him." But he left instructions of for you of where he wants me to take you because it's something that you need to connect to. I go, "Okay." I said, "Well, where is he? What happened?" He said, "Well, there was an accident with his son and he had to fly out. So right when you landed, he was flying out to go to this emergency with his son. His son is in the hospital from some kind of accident." And I'm like, "Oh no." And he was like, "It didn't sound very good." And he said to me, he has to go there to help his son cross over in the right area so he doesn't get trapped. So I'm like, "Okay, no problem." So we go ahead, and the next day, it was like everything was taken care of. I didn't have to worry about nothing. I was just going and showing up like I was told to do. And I said, "Okay." So the next day, he takes me to Mount Zuma Castles. Hopefully, I say it just right. And Montezuma Castles. And I remember when I'm walking down the little trail and I go there, as soon as I see it, I start having all these flashbacks. My heart was just pounding like it was coming out of my chest. And I was like, "What is this? Why am I feeling like this? What is this? What is this? What is this?" And then he had left a message for me and said, "The doves await for me here." Now, we had an incident happen where it was something that I wanted to connect with or something. And Mario had told me, if there's something that you want to ask him or whatever it is, all you have to do is say his name and ask for it, and he'll get a message back to you. And we were eating lunch, and I remember this, and I said, "Okay, well, he wants me to go to this, but there's somewhere else we're supposed to be going. Da da da. Why does he want me to go there? Da 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 da." And I sat there at the lunch table. I remember I said, "Yahoo man, I'm here. We're having lunch. And I want to know why you want me to go to Monte Castle. Why you want me to go there? Why you want me to go there?" I said it just over whatever sandwich I was eating or what in the restaurant. I said, "He ain't gonna pick that up. He's not gonna get that message." That's what I said about a Hopi in Indian medicine man. Back then, I was really nursey. And I really wasn't, I was just like coming onto my path, but I still had a lot of hesitation kind of stuff of what's going on because you're trying to remember all your pieces and all this stuff. And this is why it's all about vision. So I mocked that, and then it was like we were waiting to go to this hotel, this inn. He had already booked a room and stuff, but it was the weirdest thing because when we arrived, they said, "Oh, your room's not ready yet." Blah 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 blah. And I said, "Okay," and that's how we ended up having lunch. We were waiting for the rooms to get ready. So when we get back, we go get the keys, and the service person behind the counter says, "Oh, Mario and Felicia?" I said, "Yeah." Says, "Oh, there's a message here for you." He goes, "A message from who? Nobody knows that we're staying at this hotel. We just got here. Nobody knows we're booked in here." I said, "No, no, no." The guy pulls out, and I still have this message in one of my medicine containers to this day. Pulls out a handwritten note that says, "The answer to your question and what you were asking me is the doves await you at Montezuma Castle. Go there." We both looked at each other. Mario just like, he could not believe what was said. He was like, "Oh my God." I I I didn't say another word the rest of that night. I was quiet. I was shocked. I I felt like I felt like he was a grandfather that came along and says, "I'm gonna show you, little one." Bam, bam, bam. Call my name out and say something like that and test me. Bam, bam, bam. So I was just like, "Oh my gosh." So when we drove out there, that was the follow up. Sorry, I got my story. Just kind of, I had to go back to that part, how we got there. And when I finally got there and saw it, I was just in this state of what the heck. So the reason why I share this is because in this video, when he brings that up and says that that is connected to Lemuria, I was just like, when we talk about our mission, when we talk about our purpose, we talk about our vision of where we see ourselves. Every little thing that happens to you, the people you meet, the places you go, the strange occurrences that you can't explain, how everything just falls into place. And it starts an activation journey to push you onto your path, to make it happen, to make it go, to awaken you so you will remember why you came here. What's the reasoning? Why did you come here? So I just remember that was such a magical moment in my life. How someone who didn't know me from Adam, but knew my spirit, could take a look and see my spirit and knew why I was here. Now, the tragedy of the story is that when he went to go see about his son had passed away. He was in utter pain about it. So when I finally get all the info that he wanted me to get and I turn around and I leave and I come back to Sacramento area, a week later, I get a message from Mario saying Yahuman's son had passed away. And Yahuman had wrote out a letter for you. And he laid down and died. I'm like, what? I said, yeah, I'm telling you exactly what the family told me what he did. I go, what? I said, yeah, he's gone. He did not want his son over there by himself, but he wrote a letter for you and he wants you to read it and understand why you're here. And he wrote everything in there. He wrote everything in there about why I'm here, what my purpose is. He even knew about my illness that I had the first time around. He knew about that. And then he was saying, the man that you're with right now, that's just a karmic thing. You're going to be getting a divorce from him. You're not going to stay with him because he's not supposed to be here. He's not going to make up the right decision to follow the light and to be a part of that. You need to do your work and da 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 da. This is everything he wrote. He wrote it all in there. And I remember I took that when I got it. And at that time, when they did ceremony for him, they did part of the ash. He wanted to make sure that one of his medicine stones that he did a lot of his teachings with, that he gave to me. He gave the medicine stone to me. He says, give her this medicine stone and let her know that I will be working with her from the other side if she needs me, so that she can get started on her path. She's very important in what she's going to be doing. And I still have that medicine stone to this day. And when I look at it and I think about it, and I still have part of his ashes in this sacred container that he wanted it to be in and give to me along with the letter. So I didn't know what to think about that. I never got a chance to meet him in person. I was really sad, and I just didn't understand this whole process. I had to trust someone that was guiding me to do this for the greater plan. And isn't that what vision is all about? We get the visions, we get the guidance, and it's up to us to show up to fulfill the vision. It can't be a vision if you're not a part of the vision, because you are the vision. Wow, say that 10 times fast. So I still to this day am always blown away by that journey, by the whole magical journey of it. And when you are in that place of going into a journey like that and moving forward and trusting, this was before everything was hitting for 2012. This was way before 2012. So I ended up working with Yahiman from the other side, and he would show up. I would go on these vision dreams, and he would be there. Had a lot of teachings with him on the other side. Um, just beautiful communication and a beautiful soul. He just was, just a very good medicine teacher. And I just remember how important it is to really follow your vision, to be in that, which is why we're doing the 30-day challenge, because it's all about giving gratitude and giving thanks, but giving thanks for it in a way that you already have it. You're already aligning yourself with it. There's many different aspects of you on different timelines that's already doing something that this person right here, the present one right here, is not doing or has already done, is on a different timeline. Okay. There's all these different parts of you. So when we're looking at honoring the visions and honoring those places where we go and honoring the vision, you honor those missions that takes you places. No one said that when you go to school to become a nurse, you're going to be that the rest of your life and that's it. What about all the little things that go in between? No one said once you become this or you this and this and you're doing this in your life for 20, 30 years, however, that's it. What about all the little journeys in between that? That's still a part of your vision to get you to your next level. So today is that vision day. This is where, like I said, I want you to really think about your purpose and your vision and be big about it. Be like how I was, just taking a chance and going, not even trying to figure out all the details. Just show up. Let the universe figure it all out. That's what they're there for. Because they already know you've already implemented the vision. You're just now showing up for the grand encore, the completion of the journey to get there, to activate that part. Then you're on to the next part to activate that part. And you put it all together as a whole of what your whole purpose and mission was here to do. It's kind of like that movie. Remember that movie? I talked about this one. I like using this one, Winter's Tale. Good movie. It's all about a love story. It's all about in this movie, Winter Tales, he's this little petty thief. And it's set in the early, I want to say the early 1900s, where they just had like the horses still, and they had maybe the crank up type of vehicle, and you could still see like he was going in to go rob this house, but this young lady's in there, and she suffers with consumption. And he meets up with her. He starts talking, and it's like, what are you doing? I was here to rob you. Oh, okay. Well, did you? No, not today. That's not going to happen. He becomes smitten with her, becomes like falling in love with her. Now, here's the thing. He had a mission, and this movie is so good on spirit guides, missions, timelines. Sometimes a soul can't rest until it completes his timeline, um, and how he had this horrendous fight and fell into this water and had no memory of who he was, but he kind of was putting pieces together. He couldn't remember until he saw pictures of himself back in that timeline with Beverly. He goes, Beverly. And he remembered. And he starts crying because he remembers the love. He remembers this. But in that process, he kept drawing this picture of this woman with this red scarf on her head. And he kept saying, I don't know who this is. Why do I keep drawing this? So this lady that works in that does reports and who had access to all this media stuff, she says, well, maybe it's somebody you know. He goes, I don't know who it is. I just have to keep drawing. I keep drawing this person all the time. So he goes to this lady's house, and she has a little girl who is sick with leukemia. And she has some kind of reaction. She starts to have a seizure. And then when he helps to lay her on the couch, she turns on her side and she puts her hand up like this, but yet and still there's like the moon, and it's the picture that he was drawing. And he goes, it's her. It's the little girl I've been drawing. What am I here to do? And he finds out, and long story short, that he was there to bring in this, to be the bridge of love. So this little girl could come back over and be completely healed from the cancer. That's what his purpose was. And that's why he couldn't go on. So I share this with you because a lot of times we have purpose and our mission and what we're supposed to be doing. And we sometimes we can get off track and lose our way. And we get stuck in something else and think that's where we're supposed to be. But then that goes array, gets kind of messed up, and then you got to go back to what you were supposed to be doing. And then all of a sudden you stay on it and you come into the vision. You come into it. So, for whatever it's worth, I really ask you to Stay connected to your vision. But I really want you to watch that video, okay? Because, and I want you to leave messages. Now, some of you, if you can leave comments, great. Some of you can't leave comments. I have no idea what's going on with YouTube and their stuff. Like I told you, they do a lot of shadow banning with me because I speak too much truth. Even they know who and what I am. They should be scared. Anyway, I just don't care. After what I dealt with today, I just don't care. I don't care. So tomorrow we start the 30-day challenge, and we're going to move into that energy and do that. If you're in it to win it, great. I want you to build this energy for yourself. But watch that video. Go watch that Lemurian video. I couldn't, for some reason, I was trying to, like I said, I was trying to share it over here, but it's called Lemurian Ancient Civilization Spiritual Influence by Stories Network. And it's only 2 months old. Okay. It was put together in November 28th. How interesting. November 28th of 2023. Okay. So definitely you're going to want to take a look at it. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into this. And that's my share. I've talked about that story before, but it only just seemed fitting to share that story today, to really talk about it. All right. So this is the last set of cards being pulled for this 10-day spread. So after the 10-day spread, go back over your notes, go back over the cards that were spread, and look at the main storyline of what was being shown. Put the pieces together. How does the pieces reflect to you? And there's one last card I'm going to use. Which are from the, come here. Come out of here. Come on. Okay. So it's the Sacred Geometry cards. Now, what's so interesting about these cards is that there's a card in here called Invitation. You got to watch out for that one. I talked about that card before. When you get that card, that usually means you're being invited somewhere in the ethers, in the realms. And it's going to happen when you go to bed at night. Guaranteed. So a few days ago, I got that card and I was like, oh no! Where am I going? So whatever happened, I woke up very lost in time. Like I can't get my timing down. That's what it feels like. Okay. All right. Let's see what the message is. 87, synchronicity. Synchronicity. We're going to step into that synchronicity. What synchronicity is showing up for you? Because it has a lot to do with the Akashic Stargate, aligned with purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. Oh my God, I can't make this stuff up, I swear. I love it. I love it. I love it. The magical part about it is dreams. A lot of times, are we really having a dream, or is it just something that's showing up to give us a message? Yeah, dreams. The message from the light is soul song. Number 50, 41. So 5. Soul song. What song are you hearing? What song brings energy to your soul? And now we have the messages here. Suryanta, 11, and then out beyond Orion. Okay, so when you have these cards, you have to look them up because they have a double meaning. So number 4, holographic time. That makes a lot of sense. Enter the dimension of no time. This card represents step beyond the veil of time and place and invites you to see the past, the constraints of everyday existence, out beyond where you currently stand in this lifetime, out beyond the stars, out beyond Orion. What lies beyond is the you that is becoming, the you that is creating with joy a lifetime of your own choosing, your own lifetime choosing. So the next one, and I'm only reading the highlights of it. Meditation. This brings in meditation. So this is all about the great object. It's 9 interlocking triangles form a powerful symbol for meditation. The proportions of this largest triangles are the same as each face on the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. The dimensions of this pyramid conform to the divine proportions of the pi ratio. Interesting. So this is that connection of bringing order, space within which you find the peace you require. And it's by your intentions you move into the symbol and experience the time as a place of stillness in the internal now. So that's what this one is representing. So this is all about the vision of the self. What's the purpose? What's the dream? What's the song? What's the synchronicity? How's everything line up when we line everything up? Okay. All right, lovelies. That is the message. I will be on briefly tomorrow to get you started for your gratitude day. Your gratitude, you have to have, what is it that you desire? What is it? What is it that you desire? Let's start there first and get clear about it. Where do you see yourself going, doing, being? What is it? What do you want to bring towards you or align yourself with? Okay. This is where you have to get clear with it. So in this process, there'll be little quick things that I will have you do. And this, for to start tomorrow, is gratitude. What are you thankful for? List at least 5 things you're thankful for. If you can do 15, if you can do 13, if you can do 20 things that you're thankful for, then write that out and list it. Then, after you do what you're thankful for, what are you thankful for as though you already have it? Are you in need of a new car? Are you in need of financial support from the universe? Are you in need of a home? Are you in need of clients? Are you in need of blah, blah, blah? Talk about it as though you already have it. I am so thankful for the new clients that I have just now connected with. They all pay me well for my services. They all have been receiving good sessions with me in the work that I'm doing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am deeply thankful for the beautiful car that I have that is guiding me on my journey as I go from place to place. being of service for the highest good of humanity. I love my car. The color is perfect. The interior is just perfect. And it moves well. And the music sounds very crystal clear. I feel very well protected in my car. It's a beautiful car and it feels so good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for my beautiful vehicle, Spirit. You even give your car a name. Give it a name because that brings it in that much more. You see what I'm saying? You're just writing it, and so you already have it. And the reason why this is challenging is because we're conditioned to do it the other way. Work for it, try to make it come in. What if you just did it backwards? Just act like you already have it. And just keep connecting the energy to it. Because as you're writing, don't be writing it on here. Forget about that. Don't be writing it on the laptop. Don't do that. Just write with pen and paper. It creates the imprinted energy within you so that you'll connect to it. And then it opens up other avenues. And if you just want to practice something simple, you can just start practicing. Today would be a good day if someone could just bring me a cupcake. I don't want to have to drive and go get it. If someone could just bring a cupcake to me, it would just make my day. And then totally surrender that and just say, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Who knows? You might go somewhere, be walking, and somebody says, hey, would you like to try this cupcake? We just opened up a store. What? Okay. Or, hey, I just dropped off a cupcake at your place and da 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 da. Or you might go and see a cupcake place and say, hey, would you like to have that cupcake for free? That's how that works. Trust me, I know. What did. I've seen it happen. I've been a part of that. So this is where we're going to start having fun with aligning with that energy. Okay. All right, lovelies, I got to go. I keep saying I'm going to try to keep it short, but when I have to tell an example story that gives you the understanding of what it is, it has to be complete. So now I can call this medicine complete. Thank you. If you got enough out of the 10 days, great. If you're not going on 30 days of gratitude, be good to yourself. And we're going to start another 10 days on March 15th. If that attracts to you and it feels aligned to you, I'll see you then. Otherwise, everyone else, I'll see you tomorrow, getting you started for your work. So much love to all of you. Be so light. Be good to yourselves. Bye.